Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talk. Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? If I knew back then what I knew right now, I'd be on right now. I'm the nigga right now. I'm the nigga right now. Got your bitch right now. Since you pointed right now, getting litty right now. Wanna text me right now, outside right now. Please do not get in my face. You know that I'm riding the whip. I just needed my space. I drink it straight with no chase. Love when you making that face. Living out a suitcase. Annie, are you okay? I fuck you good the long way. Watch how you talking to me. 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 Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six?
She's a keeper, legs like Serena. Strong like Xena, turn into a screamer. She's a dancer, money from Atlanta. She's a cancer, phone ring, no answer. I'm getting litty, mixed dirty with the fenna. My life a movie, I always got a camera. I'm at Cabana, she sucking my banana. Ooh, na-na. If we never met, I'm there right now. Put a bullet in my head right now.
Yeah, I'm living off of moonlight, moonlight. Talking but you don't fight. About a new life. Even when I'm wrong, you know I'm still right. On another level, reach a new height. I used to hit the block just in all white. No, I can't bless you, but my gun might. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Yeah, I'm living off of moonlight, moonlight. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? What I know right now, what I know right now, if I knew right now, what I know right now, I be on 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 right now. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talking to me. Watch how you talk. Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Fall in the six. Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? If I knew back then what I knew right now, I'd be on right now. I'm the nigga right now. I'm the nigga right now.
I'm upset.
Bitch right now. Since you pointed right now, getting litty right now.
$50 on my name is disrespect.
Please do not get in my face. You know that I'm riding the whip. I just needed my space. I drink it straight with no chase. Love when you making that face. Living out a suitcase. Annie, are you okay? fuck you could along with. Watch how you talking to me. 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 Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six? Have you ever seen the snowfall in the six?
She's a keeper, legs like Serena. Strong like Xena, turn into a screamer. She's a dancer, money from Atlanta. She's a cancer, phone ring, no answer. I'm getting litty, mixed dirty with the fana. My life a movie, I always got a camera. I'm at Cabana, she's sucking my banana. Ooh, na-na. If we never met, I'm there right now. Put a bullet in my hair right now.
Yeah, I'm living off of moonlight, moonlight. Talking but you don't fight. Find a new life. Even when I'm wrong, you know I'm still right. On another level, reach a new height. I used to hit the block just.
I don't like sports. I don't know why I watch them. I don't know why I engage. I'm quitting sports. I am a streamer. I make content. I am a civilian. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of this. Okay? Everybody who doesn't know me has my agenda completely twisted. This has nothing to do with Yamin Yamal. That nigga is nice. What's up, Vince? What's up, KG? Shh. What's up, Lo? That nigga is nice. I already lived through a Spain international three-peat. Euros, then they won the World Cup, and then they won the Euros again. And every fucking day, I had to hear it from my friends. Most of my friends who are not black are Italian, Greek, or Spanish, and Asian. Okay? So I'm already getting my phone's already blowing up. And if you're a Barcelona fan, I got to hear it too. All right? Enough. They just won the Euros again. How many times do I have to see this team win an international tournament? I'm tired. I'm sick of it. I don't want to see it anymore. All right? Game's not over. Dembele, do something. Mbappe, do it. Help me. Please. All these fucking attackers and no one can play any goddamn defense. And it's not like you guys are putting fucking 4 goals on the board every game. I'm tired of them. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Y'all having a good day? I'm not having a good day. World Cup, get ready to learn Arabic. Spain gimmick, I was with you, but Yamal is Arabic, so we learned the Spain cook. He Moroccan too. Play from Morocco. Play with Hakimi. They're wiping my nose bad, bro. I'm tired of this. At least the basketball gods have chosen me this year. That's the only thing I can say. All I ever ask for every year is LeBron don't win, get the Lakers the fuck out of here, and do not let me see the Celtics. I got that. I'll take it. Oh my God, my fucking stream. I mean, I'm definitely legally watching the game, definitely not streaming it, definitely using one of those UEFA something, whatever. Yeah. All right. That being said, I'll comment as the game goes on and see what's going on with it, but I wanted to speak about Sea of Stars. The Throes of the Watchmaker DLC had dropped recently. I did a replay of a New Game Plus replay and played the DLC. I thought it was very good. I want to talk about it. I want to recommend it. I foresee myself one day making a video about it, but for the time being, I'm not. I'm going to focus on my Bleach and Cassette Beast videos, and then maybe I'll come to see it. I think I want to do Chained Echoes first, but yeah. Man, I hit a new PR in the gym, and I got the Arabic agenda. This is true. I'm happy for you. Why did... You could have 3 DoorDash accounts? What's the point of that? Okay, I need to... See, I only have one mouse right now, so I can't use my long distance mouse. There you go. Don't look at my balls and my thighs. This shit is so loud. And they're giving me ads with AI butt. Stop. Oh my lord. Stop opening other things. Okay, I give up. Where's the converter? All right, that being said, Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG. What are you screenshotting? Is a turn-based RPG made by Sabotage Studios in Quebec, and I truly think that they're doing something that I think is very interesting that I haven't really seen in gaming, like per my knowledge, and that's kind of creating an interconnected universe, a la MCU, if you will. So, but like I don't want you to think of it in the same vein as just making like Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, or making like Assassin's Creed. Like, they're taking games that are completely different genres so far with The Messenger and then Sea of Stars. The Messenger is a side-scrolling like hack and slash, very Ninja Gaiden inspired, that kind of turns into a Metroidvania. There's a bit of a time mechanic where it goes from 8-bit to 16-bit, but it takes place in the same universe as Sea of Stars. As a matter of fact, Sea of Stars is a prequel. This comes before what happens in The Messenger. In The Messenger, the world's being overrun by demons. The Demon King has taken over the world, and there's pretty much one land of humans and humanity that's really left intact. An island that you see in Sea of Stars. And basically, we see how some of those demons and creatures and characters are made and what happened to the Solstice Warriors when they give the Messenger the final key. And we have like Roshan, the alchemist, who's in that too. And we get to see him in Sea of Stars. So, yeah. I can't think of any video game franchise or company that's ever done something like this. Like, for all I know, the next game's a racing game, a sports game, a space opera or Odyssey, but it still connects to Sea of Stars. It's very interesting that a company is doing this, and I think with that, they have their work cut out for them. It could not go well, but you have to admire a company taking a risk like this to do something that's never particularly been done, and I think that's something that's very admirable, so I'm very impressed by it. I think the game is brilliant. I think it has phenomenal sprite work. The music slaps. The combat to me is really good. It's very reminiscent of older JRPGs from back in the day, a la Chrono Trigger. You need to play both? Yeah, you do. Trust me. It's really good. A la Chrono Trigger. And I am a fan of older RPGs, turn-based RPGs and JRPGs, because I don't like to micromanage my menu. I can't speak for other people. Maybe for some people, constantly opening your menu to change your armor, your accessories, your sword, or your main weapons, your secondary skills and abilities is fun to you. Not me. I'm not trying to play menu management or the game on pause. I find that to be fucking annoying. So when you simplify it and you focus the mechanics on the exploration and the gameplay and things of that nature, I think that makes a much better game, in my opinion. I don't like the grind. The only turn-based game, but it's a strategy RPG that I give a pass to is the Disgaea series. Disgaea is kind of for people who like the grind with the item world and things like that. Like, it was designed around people who like the grind. Not that you have to. If you're good enough, you can get around it. But Disgaea is like the one series I give them a pass because you want to get to like level 900,099, reincarnate and do like mega billion thousands of damage with the most over-the-top fucking moves of all time. That's their bag. That's what they do. So if you go into that series, you have to understand that's what you're taking on. This game, I don't grind. I think the highest level is 30. I beat both of my files on level like 20 to 23. Like, I did not grind. I did not fight any extra enemies. Did I do all the bosses and all the content to get the secret ending or the true ending? Absolutely. But still, it's a game where if you have I also like now that a lot of games are letting you modify the difficulty of your gameplay to your liking. I'll give you an example with Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars has a lock system. So let's say like I'm a regular enemy and my regular attack is punch. Punch might do 10 damage to you. But I might hit like a stance and it's like I'm powering up for a special move. And maybe the special move is, we'll call it Flurry of Kicks. So this is my stance. And there's a 3 above my head. You'll see 4 squares here. If you hit the enemy with the right element, you'll break each lock. If you break each lock before that turn comes up, they can attack. If not, you're getting hit with a special attack. If you take away some of them, you'll decrease the amount of damage they do. Why do I mention that? The game actually, I think after a certain update, I could be wrong, they have mystery locks. So the locks all look the same, and you kind of have to experiment with which attacks and elements you're using in order to break the locks. I'm not interested in that. There's a thing you can toggle that lets you always see what exactly you have to do. I switched that on. I'm not trying to fucking play Clue and guess, this enemy, what if I try Fire, Moon, and a slashing attack? I'm not fucking doing that. I want to see exactly what it is I have to do, especially with some of the moves doing crazy shit like restoring lots of HP. I don't have time. So I really like that you can modify the gameplay for yourself. You can do things like, I also added this visual cue. What are you guys doing, man? I'm not Sea of Stars. Yeah, a visual cue that because this game has timed hits. What are timed hits? Timed hits came from the action commands of, if I understand correctly, Mario RPG and The Legend of Seven Stars, which translated to Paper Mario and Paper Mario 2, where you have to still do certain inputs and play certain small mini games or QTEs in order to get the attacks off or increase their potency. So when Zale's sword immediately hits the enemy, you press A, he'll hit you with another slash. When Zale uses his healing attack and the swirling part reaches the tip of the sword and you press A, it increases how much healing it does. You don't have to do it. You don't have to get acquainted with that system, but if you do, it's easier. And then when enemy attacks hit you, you can block them to do way less damage. This has become a lot more popular and well known with Claire Expedition 33, Claire Obscure, the new game that came out from I know it's a French studio, I know what they're called, but they have a dodge and parry system, and you have to do certain mini games and QTEs in order. Sorry, we were close to scoring. I got so distracted. And QTEs to get your attacks off. I've even seen like one boss where you have to like parry the boss like 100 times in a row to beat it. But this has been a thing that's been in games for quite some time. If you're in the know, it's not actually a new concept. It's just, I guess that's the newest game that had the cleanest bells and whistles to make that concept well known. And I like games that do that. A lot of RPGs, you just turn your brain off. You press the attack, it does it for you. Doesn't mean you don't have to calculate certain things, heal at the right moment, defend at the right moment, go all in at the right moment. But I really like action commands and time systems like this, so I think it's really good. But I like that the game lets you modify the difficulty for yourself. You can even make the game harder. Like enemies do 80% more damage and you do like 20% less. Things like that. All of those things are in there to make the game as hard or as easy as you want it. And I think that's dope. Because I'm really tired of the hardcore gaming community thinking you're going to play everything on fucking intense difficulty and do come on! Come on, Dembele, you got to get there. Show me some speed, bro. Some of the Negro speed. Was he off? He might have been offside anyways. No, he wasn't. Rabiot sent you a good ball. Okay. Now, let me tell you what I believe the greatest strengths of Sea of Stars is. Music, sprite work, the gameplay, exploration, and the characters. I would actually argue the story. The jury's out on the story. The best way that I can put it is I enjoy what happens in this self-contained narrative. I think it's super cool, very dope. It's not the most mind-blowing thing of all time, but it's not close to being the worst thing of all time. I like it. Because I have the understanding that this connects to the messenger and will connect to future games, I think there's certain plot threads and storylines and character progression or character arcs that might come full circle in another game. So for the parts where I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about this, I'm taking a bit of a wait and see approach. Because maybe in five years they drop thriller fandom. I don't know what the fuck the game's gonna be called. And I'm like, this thing that I had an issue with it got fixed in this game. Because it's still interconnected. The characters are different. The settings are different. The game categories and game like the gameplay is different. Metroidvania / Ninja Gaiden type game. This is a classic JRPG type game. Maybe the next one's a racing game. I don't know. But I think those questions could be answered because a lot of the questions I had in the messenger got answered in Sea of Stars. You get what I'm saying? I thought it was a Kubera stream and I walked into a kickball stream. I'm talking about Sea of Stars, but I'm also watching the game, watching France disappoint me. I'll say it again, I am totally aware that the Kubera chapter is out, but I don't really feel like doing Kubera right now, only from the standpoint of I just been doing Tower God and Kubera streams for the most part. And I'm just going to wait till Monday because I feel like waiting till Monday. I'm going to do One Piece tomorrow. Yeah, but I want to talk about Sea of Stars. I am aware though. You guys are gonna score again. Don't please. Is that a foul? Oh, thank God. No wait. Oh, they got a penalty. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, France sold, bro. They're looking like Inter right now. Anyways, what was I talking about? The strength of the game. So again, the combat's really good. It's simple. I don't think the game is too hard. Obviously, you can modify it to make it easier or harder for yourself, but I genuinely think that those fan bases are dumb. Yeah, they are. But I genuinely think that Sea of Stars has a very good gameplay loop. I don't think any moment, any level, any boss, whatever the case, it overstays its welcome. I think it's just the right amount. And the different areas are very cool. My biggest complaint about the gameplay is for the true ending, I think you have to do a little too much collection of like random trinkets and certain things. Like there's a game in this called Wheels. Wheels is sort of a game where you have two pieces, you have 10 hit points, and the different pieces have different types of attacks. There's a roulette that rolls. One have squares, one has hammers, one has triangles or like diamonds. When you like get like 3 diamonds, it'll go to one character and this little thing will move down, which gives them the ability to attack or act. So let's say I'm using the knight. The knight is easy to attack. It has very strong attacking power, but it's easily stopped by the wall. The hammers build a wall, but you have some enemies and some attackers that are good at going over walls, like the assassin. The assassin cannot be stopped by a wall, but they tend to do 1 to 2 damage, and that's it. But as a caveat, what they can do is basically undo the turn of your enemies or your opponent's next attacking piece. So let's say the opponent's bishop is like 1 step away from getting its next action, and I use the assassin. I'll do 1 damage to you. Your wall can't stop me, and it'll go from 1 action back to 2. Then there's a healer. The healer heals you, but it can attack. So you got to kind of play around with it. But let's say you absolutely did not enjoy playing Wheels, but you want the true ending. You have to beat every single fucking champion. What if you're not a person who particularly cares about finding every single treasure chest or finding every nook and cranny and secret? You're good with what you find for the most part. You have to find all 60 rainbow conches. You have to do that. And a lot of them, it's not even like, oh, you might like, oh, I remember this chest. I see it. You might see that chest hour 20, we'll say hour 6, and until hour 22, you can get it. So you might even forget it's there. I forgot the exact 2 rainbow conches. Miss. Ah, fuck! Sorry. Fuck. Yeah, I'm turning this off. I don't know for this bullshit. Anyways, all right, let me take a pause here. This is the most I've been optimistic about football since mid 2010s. You should try and get into it. My sport breaking a comeback? You mean American football? I'm not watching the NFL. If you talk about soccer, I never stopped really. Like I took breaks. My interest kind of ebbs and flows, but I'm always gonna be watching football. Egghead and football can coexist. Egghead. I don't know. I'm not the American football doesn't really move me like that. Football and kickball, 2 different worlds, gang. So yeah. Gameplay is really good. Music is phenomenal. I think music is subjective. It's more like whatever it is. But the Messenger had good music. There's a lot of places in the Messenger that's in Sea of Stars, which I think got really good remixes. And I just think they're slaps. There's so many that just stick in my head that I catch myself humming. And to me, if a OST or soundtrack resonates with me, I catch myself humming and singing the songs or wanting to put them in the background of my videos very often. And Sea of Stars has that. So music is good. The sprite work and presentation and everything in the song. Like if I actually take my camera off here, you would be able to see just some of it, some of the game here. Where's my camera? Like you'll see them there. Like it's just absolutely beautiful sprite work. It's so vibrant. It's so expressive. Even with this, the characters being small like that, you completely understand all the emotions and things they're trying to convey when you see them in action. Yo, I'm not a, I don't, I'm not a France fan. Hold on, I gotta denounce my citizenship. I hereby cut ties with the French. I'm a free agent. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with that. Yeah, I'm a free agent. I cut ties. Okay. What else is really good about the game that I wanted to say? The characters. I think the characters is the character strengths are better and bigger than the story itself. I think Garl. So let's switch cameras for a little bit. Garl. He's one of the main trio that start with the Solstice Warriors. To me, he is the heart and soul of the game. I think he's the best character. In a lot of ways, I think he's the character that gets the most development and the most focus to some degree. But for some reason, I've seen some people really not like him because they feel like Zale and Valere, the two main characters that you play as, the Solstice Warriors, the Solstice of the Winter, Solstice of the Summer, Sun and Moon, should have had the most focus. I understand that, but I have a counter argument. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of it, but I have a counter argument. I believe if from birth, if you were raised to be a warrior that has to fight these certain types of monsters, and you're very duty bound, all you've really done is known being a solstice warrior, knowing what your role to play in the world is, and being trained in an isolated place, village, and academy that is solely dedicated to that agenda, you would have a much more reserved personality more often than not. Because you're driven by duty. You're driven by your job, and you know it's serious and you know it's dangerous. If you can't stop the dwellers, they become world eaters and your world is over. Zale and Valere, to me, are the Giorno of the group. What do I mean by that? JoJo characters in Golden Wind, or just in general, are very over the top, are very expressive, zany, right? People say Giorno's boring, and I understand why they're saying that. I'm not saying they're not wrong, but he's the normal one. You get what I'm saying? In a group full of, like, Narancia, who's a fucking imbecile and a hothead, and the other characters with their personality quirks and whatnot, he's the one that's the most grounded and normal. That's how I feel about Zalaire and Zale. They're just kind of like, I'm here to do my job. It's not that I don't express myself and joke around with my Solstice brothers or my friend Garl, but what we have to do, our responsibility to bear, is serious. I don't joke about that. So their personality is pretty straightforward, and I think it makes total sense, but they get a lot of flack for it. Whereas Garl is super expressive. He's a people person. He's outgoing. He's an extrovert. He's like all those things. Makes friends really easily, and he's done a lot of good things to help the world despite not being a Solstice warrior. So yeah. You're Canadian, you can't even do that? Why? Because I speak French? Not enough Algerians in the French team. That's the issue. It's okay. Last Arabic agenda message. We need more. We need to bring back N'Golo Kante and Pogba and all my African boys. You really like Giorno? Giorno is one of my least favorite JoJo protagonists, but I don't particularly dislike him. He just towards the lower end of the list. But I've always respected the role that he played. So we got a penalty. Mbappe, please, bro. Just don't go out for nothing at this point. I don't expect you guys to win. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. 4-1 penalty. We'll take it, I guess. Yeah. So the characters are the strength. Then you have Roshan. Roshan and the Fleshmancer are really interesting to me because they're kind of the catalyst for why the worlds are in disarray. I won't get into too much here, even though I did say spoiler warning at the beginning. I will be speaking about a lot of things, but not going overly in depth. But they were even mentioned in the messenger. Rashad and Afarul, aka the Fleshmancer, start over. Rashan is known as the Immortal Alchemist or the Archivist. Afarul is known as the Fleshmancer. He is the bad guy, the main antagonist of Sea of Stars, and you can argue the Sabotage Studio interconnected universe, because those are his creations still wreaking havoc in the Messenger, even though that game came out earlier. Remember, it's a sequel to Sea of Stars. They're both immortal. They were both alchemists that really experimented and did a lot of alchemy and became immortal. And they've done incredible things, like they can turn into a fucking eagle and fly. They have potions that can just put you to sleep, wake you up, and do all kinds of fantastical things. He even created living glass, which for a person who's in living glass, their power and resiliency is dependent on their mental strength. So Bist, one of the last characters you get, is basically somebody who had his soul removed from his body and put in living glass, and he's just like mentally tough, and that's how he's able to kind of live in it. Those two ended up going down different paths, where Rashan wanted to use his gifts to give back to the world and do more good with it, where the Fleshmancer got darker and darker and felt more and more of a god complex and wanted to take it over. And as the two friends grew apart, and the world almost fell into disarray because of the Fleshmancer's creations and the Dwellers, Rashan, in his desperation, did something very crazy. He used alchemy to completely fracture the one world into many. So, unfortunately, as I would say around 2017, this became a more prominent thing. This is a bit of a multiverse story. There's parallel universes, different dimensions, and things like that. And I know it's getting a little overdone and tired, but this was something they planned before, and this didn't become a popular thing, in my opinion, until Into the Spider-Verse really made a lot of like money doing this. And comics, the big two, Marvel and DC, have been doing that a lot, but that, I think, really let a lot of series tap into the multiverse. Rashan did that so he can travel to many worlds and study many different worlds and what they would grow into to see if he can find a way to stop the Fleshmancer and kill him or destroy his creations for good. The Fleshmancer had taken this as an opportunity to rule more worlds and create even more grotesque and fucked up creations to wreak havoc on all of the multiverse, so to speak. And that is kind of the central main conflict. He's in your party. But he says this, I think it's so funny. I will always match your strength. I will never exceed it. There are certain rules that I have to follow. And under no circumstance can I fight a Dweller. I won't spoil why he says that, but it comes full circle in a way that I thought was brilliant. Sarai is a very interesting character. I won't spoil her twist either, but her determination and what she did to get to where she is today, very, very good. Also known as Captain Cliche. Shout out to her and the Vespertine. And to me, the core six are a very strong cast of 6 characters. Not the strongest I've ever seen, but they're a very strong cast of 6 characters. And I think Garl, the 2 Immortal Alchemists, are some of the best characters in it. Now, the villages that you go to where you meet some of the leaders and the chief and various ones are really, really good. Now, I think the most important thing that makes this game special to me is I think that so far Team Sabotage Studio was 2 for 2 in terms of their overall game and storytelling capabilities. You have to understand, I don't care about storytelling in video games like that. I really don't. I'll make the same joke I make. I play a game. The game is called Save Her. I press start. My character falls from the ceiling. I have to save my sister. And the game starts. And that's it. The game could just be, I gotta find my sister and save her. I don't actually require anything else if the gameplay is fucking fire. If I love the buttons I'm pressing, the gameplay loop is absolutely engaging, I don't give a fuck about the stories or character or any of that other shit. Gameplay is king to me, and always has been, always will be. Graphics and other things they all matter. They're all important, but they're icing on the cake. So if you're gonna force me to engage with a story and a story connecting across multiple games with different genres, you better do a good job. And so far, I think they're doing a good job. Without necessarily spoiling anything, I want to show you one character from The Messenger. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. What's his name? Bart Dazazel, whatever his name is. Okay, I'm gonna show you him right here. Let me put it on screen. I'm not gonna spoil anything, right? But this character is a demon from Sea of Stars that you fight. From The Messenger that you fight, right? I know who he really is. I know because I played Sea of Stars. I know who actually becomes this character, and I understand the actual plot line and timeline and thread as to how this character became to be, and why he's known as the fastest demon. It makes perfect sense, and I just haven't never really seen something like that in a video game. To the point when I saw it, I went, "Oh, that's fucking crazy." Bring that down, Barcola. Bring that down, brother. I fully understand it. And there's so many moments like that. Because if I'm being honest, I thought this game would just have Easter eggs. Kind of like Final Fantasy. You might play Final Fantasy 7 and then play 8 and the big sword is a callback to the Buster Sword that you can use. I don't know if that happens in Final Fantasy 8. I haven't played it. But my point is you might get a reference to Cloud or something, but not a direct connection. That's what I thought we'd get. Where I'm like, no. This is this place 1,000 years earlier in Sea of Stars. Wow. I see what happens to it later on in The Messenger. It perfectly connects. There's like two where I'm like, you retconned a little bit and you had to do a little adjusting, but wow, these things are a one-to-one connection. The puzzle piece fits perfectly. I like that. I've never really seen that in the... That's crazy. 5-1. To be fair, that could be the beginning of a movie. I agree. My favorite game of all time is Antichamber that has no story. See, yeah, you get it. So you get it. 5-1. Am I getting cooked? Hold on. I'm Portuguese again. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, and I think that's one of the things that makes this game extremely special. I know it takes me about 50 hours to I think maybe complete the game, maybe like 40 to 50 hours. I think maybe on average. Probably takes me a little longer because I'm a slow gamer and I explore a lot and get lost, and I like to check every nook and cranny of every place. But I also think the length of the game is good. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I'm not a fan of just, people want me to play stuff like Trails of the Sky or whatever, and they're like, this is like 80 hours. I'm like, what makes you think I have 80 hours? Welcome to the Jordan FC. I'm Portuguese, man. Yeah. The way that Mbappe looked at friggin' thing for being an Inter and losing 5-0, and this is the display you guys get for y'all. Yo, you guys are not serious, man. French is done. I'm done with French. I'm learning Portuguese, and I'm Portuguese again. I'm rocking with my old man Ronaldo. I'm back. Anyways, the negatives of the game. Negatives of the game. The ending is very abrupt, even for the true ending. It just kind of comes, and it's kind of just like you're kind of just like, that's how we're ending it. I'm being very honest, very transparent. Now, if this was a self-contained game, I'd be much more bothered. But because I know this leads into the Messenger, and the next game could take place after the Messenger, maybe in between the Messengers of Sea of Stars or before, which could alleviate some of these problems. On a personal level, I'm like, I'll be cautiously optimistic and take a wait and see approach. But I think it's completely a fair criticism. The game kind of just ends. and you're kind of just like, after all that, to quote Cat, after all that, because I was initially upset, but now I learned it's a true ending. I got the true ending, and because of what the true ending entailed, I was a lot happier, but still the ending, I was just like, after all that? So it didn't particularly move me, but I think the next game will really be a decider of whether or not this ending is okay or hits or is passable, whatever it is. Another thing what's another thing about the game? I think this game has a similar problem I have with Chain of Echoes, where almost like right before the very last chapter where the last boss is kind of where you can do a lot of the final extra content of the game. Because it's kind of locked behind an ability you get at the very end. I kind of don't like right before the final boss, last second. Now you can do everything. That one island you couldn't go to all game, now you can go there. That one thing you couldn't figure out for that puzzle, now you can do it. What if I forgot all that shit? I don't like games that I like games that trust the players, but I don't like games that think that I have the most perfect memory to remember some shit I saw in hour 6 in hour 40. I can't do that. Now, granted, I'm going to just look it up because I don't have fucking time. That's just me. I'll look it up. But I do think some games should consider showing you something cool you can do and letting you go there a little earlier, not right before the final boss. I don't like that with Sea of Stars. There's like 80 things I can do right before I fight the Fleshmancer. Didn't move me. And I guess if you're somebody who likes more intricate RPGs where you can really customize your character and turn DPS character into a tank or a tank into a healer or something. I don't really think you can do that. Maybe you can, and I just suck. But yeah, I even think with making the game a little more difficult, I don't think the game's particularly that hard. As long as you're good at reacting to action commands and whatnot, I think you'll be okay. And with that, I do want to transition to talking into the Sea of Stars DLC. Throes of the Watchmaker. There's a character in the game, but what if I'm brain dead? Luckily, the game has so many things you can toggle to completely tailor suit the gameplay to your liking. Ah! How you Dembele, bro? Can I play for your fucking? Absolutely, you can. I don't know if you were here earlier when I explained the lock. Were you here when I was explaining the lock system? How I told you I had no interest to deal with the mystery locks. I turned that shit off so I can see exactly which moves I have to use to stop the enemy from attacking. And I also put the visual star cue to know that I timed an attack properly. When I see the star, I'm like, okay, I know. 6 seconds. Okay. All right. So like, I did not play it on the hardest, most difficultest, hard gamer. Sea of Stars is the Dark Souls of turn-based RPG. I'm not doing all that. Fuck that. So yeah. Is France jump scaring me? No, Dembele almost scored, but he hit the post, so I'm mad. But the game's already over. I don't know why I'm getting up. It's 5-1. It's over. I need the Portugal. It's up to y'all. But I don't think Spain's gonna lose the Nations League. It is what it is. I gotta live through. What did I live through? 2008 Euros, 2010 World Cup, 2012 Euros. Then I think they won the Nations League later. Then they won the Euros. Then they won the Nations League later. That's 6 international trophies from Spain I had to live through. And I could see my phone going crazy. I'm upset. I'm about to duck everybody. I'm not having any conversations. Now, I want to talk about the grander Sea of Stars discussion because I had tapped into it pretty recently just because I want to see what people thought about the DLC. I didn't know there were so many people who legitimately think this game is fucking ass. I see a lot of people who think Sea of Stars is a completely garbage game from top to bottom. And while everyone's opinion is valid, it is what it is. When I was hearing some of the criticism, it shocked me because it put me in a weird predicament where I believe a game like this should be able to stand on its own no matter what. But a lot of the people that I saw complaining about it, a lot of them, not all of them, I would say a solid 65%, I don't think they understand that this is the prequel to The Messenger and the second game in a grander universe. I don't think they know that. Because they've made criticisms that I think, I'm like, if you understand this isn't really the end and more will come, you might be like, I'm going to chill on that. Granted, a lot of these people, from my understanding, from what I can tell, they're like, it's not like Persona 5. I'm like, oh, Persona 5's your GOAT? Okay, listen, no shade to Persona 5 or Atlas, but I know what you are, nigga. Like, I know what you are. So I'm taking your opinion. I'm not really not taking it. I'll take a grain of salt, but I'm not listening to it. I know what type of nigga you are. It's fine. But I felt oddly reversed with some of the Sea of Stars community, where a lot of them really like the DLC. Where I'm like, the DLC was cool. It was good. It was more Sea of Stars. But the things about the DLC that interested me the most were the grander lore and world building things that could connect to The Messenger and other games later down the line. So Garl being the censored, or seeing the version 1. And I'm like, like those were the things that moved me the most, because in Throes of the Watchmaker, you basically kind of go into a mini universe by the Watchmaker, right? Where your skills kind of reset. It has its own level up system and you get reclassed. So instead of me being a blade dancer and a, what the fuck is Valere again? Something. I'm an acrobat and a fucking pole vault, some circus shit. So the moves change, the timings change, the specials change, all of that. And while I actually think a lot of the special moves and skills of the Artificer for sure, I liked a lot of his moves. I wasn't interested in relearning and restarting the game at level 0 for real like that. Like, that didn't move me. And while I think it's a really good DLC, about 6 hours, I would say, I thought some of those puzzles were like, were puzzles, bro. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Gotta hit the laser into this and that and then push this block here and do that, hop into it, go. I'm like, this puzzle's too intricate for my liking. Like, to me, the Sea of Star puzzles, for the most part, were very straightforward, except for the extra ones that you went out your way to do, where they put a little more razzle-dazzle into it. Where I think the puzzle solving in this game is easily the least interesting part of the gameplay loop. I don't think it's bad. I don't dislike it. But, like, I'm not really here for all the super puzzles. Like, chill on those. Like, I didn't really enjoy it to that degree. And I think I enjoyed the combat far less. And I feel like the Sea of Stars DLC tried to address a major problem with the game that I'm not convinced that it fixed. Not that I saw it as a problem. All I see that happens, I'm moving Jordan again over to Braun. And they complain. Japanese people don't like it, so it sucks. Indie slap. I said y'all need Jesus. Oh. Is that kind of what you've been seeing? Like, because Japanese people don't like it and it's not like a Japanese JRPG, people just don't like it? I didn't know that was part of it too. But I will say a lot of them, their favorite RPG was Persona. It was Persona. It was Persona 5 specifically. A lot of them said Metaphor re Fantasio. One guy I'm going to give credit to, because he just said Chrono Trigger, and I'm like, I can't get mad at Chrono Trigger. I think he said his second favorite was Xenogears. But yes. Okay, go ahead. Type your message. What was I saying? Those are the Watchmaker, something, DLC. Yeah, again, aside from the grander narrative plot threads that exist with that universe, it didn't move me. I didn't think it was bad. I didn't dislike it. I was just like, more Sea of Stars, but like without the moves that I've been spending 60 hours being accustomed to, and I have to learn a bit of a new battle system. But that's what it was. So going back to the main criticism of Zale and Valere, they're too boring. They're bland. They don't really develop. Long story short, they basically tried to address that. Like, Zale, you have narcissism in you. Valere, you have anger in you. This role was forced upon you, and you never got the fact to say no. You just have to be reserved and you're angry, aren't you? And I just felt like the way that they dealt with it wasn't the most JRPG generic juvenile way of possible, where it's like, yes, I accept that that's a part of me. And even though I don't think that I'm a narcissist or I'm an angry person, I accept that that's within me. And I'll defeat you. And I'm like, niggas, most generic fucking JRPG character development. I'd rather you have not addressed it. It's basically what I'm saying. I think not engaging with that part was better than engaging with it poorly, is the argument that I'm making. If you give me a game with a very intricate story and you force me to engage with it and it's ass, I'm going to hold that against you. If it's a very intricate story, but you don't force me to have to actually really experience it, I'll give you leniency is what I'm saying. My point is trying to develop Zaylan Valere even more. In my opinion, it didn't hit the mark, and I thought it would have been better to not do it at all. That's all I'm saying. Every time you say Xenogears, it sounds to me like you're saying Xenogears, Xenosaga, Xenobureido. Xenogears, that's funny. And I speak fast, so it probably sounds like that too. They was saying this for both Sea of Stars and Chained Echoes, but more so for Sea of Stars. They was yapping about how these indie games inspired by Japanese NES JRPGs always missed the mark and blah blah. And they were measuring, and their measuring stick was how Japanese people perceived the game, which was very weird. They use Omari as a counter argument. There's a weird growing counterculture calling all of these indie games indie slop. That's very interesting to me. I'm gonna have to go into that part of the gaming side and community and see what's going on there, because I might need to make a video about that. Because while I do think that indie games are becoming a little more popular, or the idea of people having indie companies or indie games or indie series are really into, and there's a lot of companies making a lot of fucking garbage that's oversaturating and bloating the indie market, the ones that are getting credit for what they've done have been a really good job. I'd still argue from top to bottom. I think I might talk about this. We'll see. I think Chained Echoes is the better overall game of Sea of Stars and Chained Echoes. I think Chained Echoes is probably a better game from top to bottom overall. I think Sea of Stars is a lot better than it. But Sea of Stars to me is more interesting solely due to the point that I understand that it's connected to other video games of different genres from the same company, which are going to tell an entire story. I've never really seen that in video game, which is why I'm so intrigued by it. Because apparently Omari is very popular in Japan. That game's familiar. Let me just look at it one more time. I think I know what you're talking about, but I need to just look at it. But I feel like there's like it gave me some fucking nigga. The game, motherfucker. Okay, this one, yeah, with the guy with the bland face, yes. I haven't played this. I don't know too much about what it's about. Omari is a 2020 role-playing video game developed and published by Studio Omocat. The player controls a non-verbal hikikomori teenage boy by the name of Sunny and his dream world alter ego, Omori. Interesting. Let's see what we got here. Let me look at a little trailer. Give me a second.
Close.
Noted. Hold on, it's 5-3. Come on, France. Yo, make the comeback. Make the comeback. I could regain citizenship. It's very popular in Japan, and Sea of Stars was not. Yeah, and this was so strange to me. Who cares what the Japanese man gotta say? Listen, I love my East Asian friends, but fuck y'all. It is strange to me to be using that as a barometer. Like I guess I hadn't seen that in the videos and a couple of comments that I read where it's like I watched the Japanese not like Sea of Stars and therefore it's bad. What? But this is kind of the problem that I have with. I really want to say the younger generation, but I truly believe a lot of people who have fallen into the social media kind of trap and generation have become very easily susceptible to opinions that aren't theirs and what the general group think happens to be. I have always been comfortable having the contrarian opinion, but I'm not actually a contrarian. Like I like One Piece is like one of the most popular things of all fucking time. I like One Piece, JoJo. Like a lot of things I like are popular, but a lot of things that I don't like are not particularly popular. Nah, it's younger Gen Z, alright, like 2000, 2005 Gen Z folks saying this. So for me, it's like even if like Japan created this genre and the best game ever made comes from Japan, that doesn't mean well, shit, Canada, because it's Quebec, can't make a game comparable or on that tier. Just because it was inspired by those games doesn't mean it didn't take its own path and own route. I'll be honest with you. I love Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is one of my favorite games of all time. I think Sea of Stars is a better game. I think Chained Echoes is a better game. And that's no knock to it. And they wouldn't exist without those games. So I'm giving it its credit. I understand that the building blocks that Chrono Trigger had set made that possibility. But I don't know. It's been very weird to me. I noticed this when I became a content creator. Because I'll give you my opinion. But I always tell you, think and believe what you want. I'm one nigga. I can't tell you how to feel about something. I could come here and sing the praises of something. And you could be like, that shit is ass. And more power to you. Granted, some of you guys some people make terrible arguments or arguments that I don't think make sense. I'll challenge that more than your overall opinion. It's like you'd be like, I think LeBron James is trash at basketball. LeBron James is not top 10. You don't have to think he's the GOAT. I don't even think you have to think he's the second best player of all time. But calm that down. You know what I mean? Like there's at points where you're just trying to be salacious and you're trying to get fucking people to come talk to you and get some attention. I know about the attention economy. I don't care for it. I wouldn't even call you a contrarian because your takes don't get other people mad and they aren't the opposite of the norm. I find that a lot of my takes are tempered, but a lot of the times for something, I do have opposing opinions to think about the Kuma backstory. I don't like it. I don't care for it. People who love the Egghead, I don't care for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just how I am. Like, oh, I think this guy's the strongest. Like, I don't. Dragon's gonna be the best. What if he fucking sucks? Like, I don't know. I'm normal though. Thank you. Like, I guess I can understand what they're trying to say. How you make a game paying homage to something, but that something think it sucks. But that's still somebody else's opinion. It is. Like, play it for yourself and decide for yourself. And then don't be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to try Sea of Stars, but Japan doesn't like it. And then you come in with that negative connotation. You don't give the game a fair chance. But granted, for better or for worse, my opinion has always meant the most. And for certain, like for some stuff like gaming, if Simi likes something, I'll take Simi seriously because Simi has good taste. And me and have a lot of taste and a lot of overlap and commonality with things that we like in video games. Yes, he's much more of a first-person shoot niggas up, and I'm not really a shooter like that. But if Simi says something is good, I'm going to give it a fair chance or a fair look or a fair shake, as long as I remember. Because sometimes I'll be listening and then forgetting the moment the conversation is done and I want something else, I forget. For example, Dusk is a first-person shooter indie game inspired by Quake, Hexen, Hederick, etc. John Romero, one half of the creators of Doom and Quake, recently played Dusk and loved it, which is cool, but if he didn't like it, I would still like Dusk. Totally understand that. That's totally fair. I feel you. Yeah. But again, I think fitting in has become more of the cool thing to want to do or the safer thing to do. I'd actually argue when I was a kid, there was still social pressure to not be like different, But there was a certain coolness that came with being a little against the grain because we were anti-authoritarian, we were like anti-conformist and certain things like that when I was growing up. We were a generation that didn't conform to the government or didn't, conform to certain ideals. But I think as time has gone on, that's changed. I'm sure in time it'll circle back. Like history rhymes, while it may not repeat it rhymes. I think it'll come back to that at some point. But I don't know. It's kind of fascinating. Like someone would have to have a strong opinion on whether Usopp or Luffy was right in Water 7, and you're in the corner saying, "Yo, this blue hair shipwright with the mouse is raw." That's kind of true. I guess maybe contrarian isn't the right word to use for me. It's just that my focus tends to go to places where maybe a lot of people's focus doesn't. They'll be like, "Oh my god, I read this chapter. Dragon's the coolest," and I'm like, I really like that panel where Gaimon did a backflip, like something like I'm just random like that. Like I guess I just my interest in the things that I pick up are I don't know, different. I guess. Well, that goes back to how generations view masculinity different. Oh yeah. I can't believe these guys sold like this. How much stoppage time is there? 5 minutes of stoppage time. But anyways, I still think Sea of Stars is a fantastic game. I think the DLC was free, by the way, and they also added that multiplayer DLC. I kind of want to try that and see how that goes and how that works. And a new thing that a lot of games have been doing that they need to keep doing is allowing you to switch party members in combat without losing a turn. I love that shit. Keep that up, especially with games that have larger casts. I am a fan of keeping the party smaller than grander, which is one thing about Chained Echoes that was hard, but you can kind of take 8 with you and switch them interchangeably, which is pretty cool, which I really like, which has its own benefits and drawbacks depending on it. This is not a Chained Echoes stream. We'll talk about that later. But there's technically 6 party members. You can use 3 at a time, and I like that you can change them out at any time and you don't lose a turn. I think that's something more games should do. There's technically a 7th party member with the DLC, the Artificer, but he's only available for the DLC Throes of the Watchmaker. And yeah. So I would give the DLC like 7.5 out of 10. I think it was good. I'm still probably at an 8.2 overall with Sea of Stars. I think it's very good. I think for Chained Echoes, I'm closer to a 9, but there's just a lot of very small things that, like, cause when I talk about these type of things, I don't like to necessarily attribute it to the game being good or bad. It's just things that resonate with me, Naya, my personality, and things that I tend to like. And there's a lot of small things in the game that just I'm like, oh, this is for me. Oh, this is for me. Oh, this is a Naya thing that I will enjoy. The same way that the thing that ultimately sold me on Chained Echoes, to deviate for a second, was the sky armor. It's so funny because I don't even really care for mecha machines, Gundams, and things like that. But as soon as you give me a video game where I can pilot one, I'm in there. I saw the sky armors and it said, "Say no more, Mathilindis." I think now he goes by Volpe Wolf or something like that. You can have my $20, brother. I'm in. You son of a bitch, I'm in. And it was good. A great game. Fantastic experience. My game of the year that year. I think Sea of Stars came second to it that year, if I remember correctly, in 2023. And yes, masculinity is viewed very weirdly and differently today. But masculinity is one of those things where I think you gotta decide what that means for yourself. And not necessarily let the world dictate what that means to you. But a lot of the common threads that you would see. 5-4! Oh my god. But there's like 2 seconds of stoppage time left. Oh my god. Can we tie it up? Is the comeback real? Is it loaded? Oh my god. Why do they play like this? Why do they do this shit? Come on, man. It was was startling. This is some New York Knicks. I want to walk you down after being down by 20. Now there's like a minute left to tie it up. I'm so upset they started off the game with losing 3-0, bro. This could have been a real fucking game. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. Sea of Stars, good game. Sea of Stars, good game. Chain Deco's a good game. So yeah, anyways, leave it at that, I guess. Look at him. Oh, I'm on the ground. I'm hurt. I'm trying to waste time. Nah. Add more stoppage time to the stoppage time, bro. Pacers and they fucking MC syndrome ass shit. No, I'm with you. Yeah? Yeah. What was I gonna say? Anyways, I still highly recommend Sea of Stars and The Messenger. I would still play The Messenger first, but after doing my research and kind of going into things, I'm a fan of you experiencing things in the order of release and the way it was intended. But I do think playing Sea of Stars and The Messenger offers its own interesting counter way to experience the twists that happens in the stories and how it connects to the grander universe. I just think it's kind of flipped in reverse, though I would still say start with The Messenger. Same thing could be seen as masculine or not in different civilization, which is funny, but that's what most fluff focus on the core of it, and the rest is shade with you as a person. Yeah. Like, listen, I'm not a handyman. If you need a man who can just fix everything and build contraption and stuff, that's not me. But I can lift the heavy stuff. I can do all the heavy lifting. All I can say is at least y'all didn't go out 5-0, 5-1, 3-0. At least you went out 5-4. But Portugal, it's up to y'all, man. I need Spain to beat themselves or the Portuguese to beat them. So yeah, those are the Watchmaker. Good DLC. Great gameplay, great music, all of that. Yeah, cool. Figure Lanaya attacked again. Hell yeah, pay me. At least he didn't go out sorry. Anyways, you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything to say to me while I go play Steep and cry because the French lost to Spain again? Hold on. They ain't go out. They ain't go outside, so but Christ. Start the match. Start the match off better for fuck's sake. Boom. Okay. Shit, when the snowboard kids video essay? Oh, I'm waiting to get that thing where I can attach it to the HDMI so that I can actually record the footage. It's already written. The script's been done for like 4 months. I actually wrote the script, and I'm also covering the PS1 game, Snowball Kids Plus. So 1, 2, and Snowboard Kids Plus. I briefly touched the 3DS game, the DS game, but I'm shunning it because it don't exist. And I even talk about Chromatic, the guys who are making Rolling Rascals, how they did that mock Snowboard Kids 3 models and whatnot that looked really good and really dope. So yeah. Anywho, lying about the Kitama stream for years. Oh yeah. Give up on that. Just abandon it. That's not happening. The Bleach video essays become the new Gintama stream because that was supposed to be out in March. And I done made River City Girls 2, Nier Automata, Wandering Emanat, and everything but that Bleach video. Because my passion for it right now, I don't care about it right now. Maybe I need 1,000 Year Blood War to give me some. But if I do that, I'll have to change the script because I wrote this post the final pre the final season coming out. So yeah. Where's your silver soul? My soul is golden. You know why? Because I come into first place. I will still do the worst fictional character stream because that's fun and I can hate. But let me screenshot that so I don't forget. And you know what, Simi? You want to join me with that? I could get glam. We can talk. I could talk so much shit about Naraku. I'm about to go ham on him. He about to get it the worst. I'll tell you that much right now. But yeah, that I could still do that. There's a lot of characters I would love to cook. So yeah. I denounce my French citizenship and I'm going back to Portuguese. Tired of Spain, bro. I'm so tired of them. Telling you right now, if you buy them cheap, AV to HDMI converters, you'll have a very bad time. Okay, so you said, so don't cheap out. Don't be El Cheapo. Be Simi Bezos. Carlton does have one of the newer HDMI ones. I was thinking about just borrowing his for now to get the footage. But yeah, I won't be El Cheapo. I'll shell out the right amount for it. Or you could show me or send me the links of the ones you think that I should get. Just show me them. Because the best solution is out of all of our budgets. Don't you got billions? Don't you got billions to your name? Okay, say less. I'm in there. Fuck Spain. Fuck France. C. Old man Ronaldo gonna score a hat trick and put Spain down. 2 Nations League in the Euros. And go OKC. Go OKC. Shout to Canada. Shout to SGA. Shout to Lou Dort. And the other two I can't remember right now, but shout to Canada. We out here. Shout to my Quebecois. We putting it on. The NBA is no longer American driven. We more better. We nicer. We cooler. Honestly, we're blacker. I don't know how I'm gonna say that, but yeah. If I had a billion, we all would have been living together by now. Where? In New York? In Florida? In Europe? In Africa? In Canada? In Egypt? In Hungary? In Dubai? On the moon? Shit. All right, y'all. On the fucking moon, shout out to VLR. Yes. Virtue's Last Reward. I kind of want to do a video on the Zero Escape series, but we'll see. I wanna keep the scripts that I have now, get through those, the Cassette Beast, the Bleach, the Snowboard Kids, and then what's the One Piece one. The One Piece one I have is not scripted. It's I have bullet points, but I know what I'm gonna say about it because I'm gonna call it the King of the Big Three. But yeah, I'm gonna get that bag, do it. But yeah, all right, guys, be safe. Make sure you go watch Simi stream today at 8 at Hio Kaniku. We'll be doing our stream today, Simi. Let's pop in today. Spooter Man, Fantasy, we shooting. Spooter, okay. I know Friday and shit's for watching stuff. All right. We gonna watch Carlisle get his ass beat. Then we're gonna watch Rick Carlisle get his ass beat for taking out New York. We're not with anyone with the name Carlisle. I don't care how you spell it. We gonna be there. Y'all be safe.